Here is package 2 of 3 from that letter, the letter H, or the XY spade. I still have one more to go open on video, which it just occurred to me I should open that one first because that one has a lot of electrical stuff that I probably could use for a practical purpose. So I'll have to bump that up on the priority list. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this one. This was sent in a Lowe's box, which I'm starting to become very fond of the Lowe's over the Home Depot because their prices seem to be drastically more reasonable. And time will tell if the quality is the same, but I don't think that the stuff at the Home Depot is like super high quality anyways. Although I do like I like some of the tools. Alright, so on the top of the box we have some kind of a terminal thing. I'm not really sure what that is. Just kind of chilling there. Looks like it's plastic. And it's just some kind of contacts or whatever. I really have no idea what that is. Alright, so now let's get inside get to the material inside. First off, we have some light covers, which is pretty neat. These are those like commercial covers that you see in areas where they're doing like construction and stuff. These fit over the light bulbs and just kind of give it some more protection. These are for just like a basic ceramic fixture. So I'm definitely going to make use of these either downstairs here in the garage. I think in the garage I'm going to get metal ones because there is the strong possibility in the garage that I would hit the lights with something because the ceiling is so low. And while these provide some protection, actually they're quite a bit stronger than I was expecting them to be. Well, maybe these will work. I was going to just use these downstairs here, just kind of like for cosmetic reasons, but maybe those are strong enough. And then we have the infamous false value bags, which are made in USA, and they're pretty good quality. I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but around here you can't get bags anymore, which is annoying. So I'm glad he sent over some of these because this is my only source of plastic bags now. Okay, let's see what we got next. We have the Shock Shield Ground Fault Protection Portable GFCI plug, which is kind of neat. Looks like this is, I don't think this is intended for like permanent installation. Let's see, indoor use only. Yeah, this would actually be really practical for testing things because I don't have a GFI outlet down here. I did at the old location, but I really have no idea why, because there was no water or anything anywhere there. So there's really no reason that it should have been a GFI. So that's kind of weird. But anyways, I think I'm going to keep this downstairs here, and I'm going to use this when I test things that could be flaky. Okay, next we have some bubble paper, some more bubble paper. Next we have, it looks like some cordless phone bases, because I don't have enough cordless phones. These are the Clarity phones. us the AT&T phones. And where oh, there's the handsets. A little carried away here with the tape, but not too bad. I like these phones. I gave a set of these to my grandparents about a year or two ago. Actually, it might have been longer than that. It might have been almost 3 years ago now. So I remember it was, I want to say it was 2021 maybe. And my grandmother was alleging that the existing phones were not working properly, and to this day I don't believe that, because I use those phones here in my house and they're working fine. But anyways, I got him these phones because my grandfather's not hearing as good as he should anymore, and we was talking on the phone a lot during that time, and so I needed something that was working properly for him in the volume sense. So I got him these phones, and these work, because when we talk on these phones he hears everything, which is unusual. So they're good phones. I like them because the buttons are big, and they're pretty much like a regular VTech telephone. It's the same operating system. It's more or less the same thing. The speakerphone volume is really good, and the talk or flash and end and clear buttons are also illuminated, so this makes a very good phone for the bedroom because you can actually see all the buttons. In fact, all these buttons are lit up too. The whole thing is lit up, so it makes for a good phone for the bedroom to use in a situation where you might not have good lighting. The power adapter for the base must have slipped down into the box somewhere else. Alright, so next it looks like we have way too much tape. We have some Dell the keyboards. These look like they need to take a trip through the dishwasher. I like these keyboards. I think for a relatively inexpensive stock membrane keyboard that's shipped with equipment, I think they type really nicely. I use one of these, well, not this exact model, but one very similar on a daily basis, and it's great to type on. It's not a Model M, but they have a decent travel to them, and the feedback is reasonable. So I think it's a great keyboard. These, I believe, shipped with some of the Optiplex units, like the 745, the 780, and I have the mice and I have the screens. I didn't have too many of these keyboards. This particular variant seems a little bit harder to find. I'm not sure why. A lot of the other ones are still very common, but now I can make a complete setup of those Dells with these keyboards. I think some of the earlier ones were PS2, but these are USB. And they got some nice extra features too. They got the media controls, the couple of website shortcuts, 2 USB expansion ports in the top. I like these keyboards. This is it is the model number YUKDEL1, and these have got to be getting pretty old. These have got to be going back to the mid 2000s probably. It's ridiculous to think how old this stuff is getting. I remember when it was coming off the shelves, brand new. It's crazy. Alright, so we have next I don't know what this is. Maybe this goes with this. Caution, static sensitive device. Not to be handled by unauthorized personnel. Oh shoot, I'm not authorized. Oh, I guess I'm authorized. Yeah, this is the plug-in power alarm. So this is one of the contacts then for this. This is X10's attempt at like a free home security system. I've never used it, but it's kind of a neat concept. I like this X10 stuff because it's a good combination of wireless stuff and so-called home automation, but it's not like the stuff of today where it's Wi-Fi and apps and iPhone and this and it's not reliable. This is relatively simple and reliable. I think we have some more of these pieces here. There we go. And we also have the power adapter for that Clarity phone. So these are all window sensor, door sensors. They're all contact sensors. Although it looks like that's not a magnet. That can't be it. This looks like it goes with this, and this must be like a door sensor or something. And then these are magnetic, so these go with these. This is a magnetic thing. Looks like we're missing one of them. But any magnet will work just fine, so that's not a big deal. Alright, let's see, what do we have next here? Oh, we have more. New in the box, too. Oh, old packaging. This has got to be like 80s stuff. Wow. I remember my grandfather buying this stuff back in the day. So it's interesting to know that all this stuff, a lot of it's still available. The X10 modules and the sensors. 2 decades later, a lot of it's still the same. And that's one way you know you have a good product. It really lasts a long time on the market. People keep buying it because it works good. I need to move this stuff down a little bit. I'm not used to having such a big table. This is great. Much bigger than what I had at the other place. Not twice the size, but it's at least like 1.5 times. Alright, so we have the Windmere clothes shaver, which looks like an older, like a 90s product. My grandparents had some of these. I'm pretty sure I saw them recently over there, so they're probably still around. But I have very vivid memories of using these things. They didn't have like I don't think theirs was a Windmere brand. Theirs was red. But I just have a couple of vivid memories of those things. I guess I kind of like them because they look like it's kind of like a small fan in there. You know, it really is. It's a metal. There's a couple metal blades in there that scrape up against those holes, and it cuts like pills and stuff off of shirts or pants. Simple concept, but it works really well. Yeah, you can see in the bottom there's the fan there. So I guess I thought they were interesting for that reason. But I remember these pretty vividly. Alright, next we have a phone cord, as if I don't have enough of those. Maybe that one we can use. And we have the Stratotech parallel cable for printers. Up to 20 times faster, which still is crawling. Guaranteed compatibility, lifetime warranty, toll-free tech support. This is the model DX1284S. 0.8 megabits per second. 16 megabits per second. Wow, that is blazing fast. There's old stuff on there. I have a couple of old parallel printers floating around. Problem is, it's getting very hard to find the toner, so that makes it more difficult to use them. Design and quality assured in the USA, but made in China. This probably goes back to the 90s. IBM PC compatible. We got a good gallon bag here. Without the tape would be more ideal. Alright, what's next here? We have something else in the false value bag. We have another remote control. And we have, this is a small false value bag. It's actually not branded false value, but it seems to be pretty much the same thing. This is the Siren and the dialer for the alarm. So what this does, in theory, is this would call a telephone number, I guess, when the alarm goes off, which is really a neat concept, because this, you could run this with no utility charge, because all the most all these alarms that you get today, you know, from like AT&T or whatever, they all have a monthly fee to operate, and this would kind of alleviate that. Although I'm surprised though, because that's a little bit I'm pretty sure that's before the cell phone era. Well, maybe not. Maybe that goes into the 2000s. The plug isn't polarized, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's before the 90s. Where's the date code on this thing? It's got tone and pulse dialing. There's no battery in there, that's good. That'll definitely be interesting to test out. Alright, next we have, what the heck is this? Oh, great. Here we go again. This is a battery operated one? Huh. This is the Uniden scanner. Power cord in there. Uniden made some really good scanners over the years. This is one of the common models. I have a couple other ones which I know I brought over recently. I'm trying to think of where that box is. I can't blame it on the being in the box of the cordless phones or with the batteries anymore, because I found those. Let's see here. This is the Uniden model BC148 XLT-1, and this has the connection for an external antenna. So if you have a really good antenna, you can pick up a lot of stuff with these. It also has the weather alert radio thing. Looks like it was never used. That's kind of neat. I know there's a lot of interesting scanners. I used to listen to the scanners quite a bit back in the day. I kind of stopped. I don't really remember why, but I thought about doing some videos of just setting the thing up and letting it run and see what comes on there. All right. Next we have good old Radio Shack branding. That's really cool. We have some documentation for the X10 stuff, for the security system. I really want to get this to work, this computer interface. I think I have one somewhere. I've tried to make it work in the past, and I didn't have good results, but it probably was just, I don't know, maybe I just didn't understand it or something. I want to try it again and see if I can get it to work, because that would be really cool to use an old computer to turn things on and off. I think this is this the interface itself? Wireless remote receiver. I would have expected it to be a transmitter. Well, I think this has something to do with it. So. I don't remember what the version of the unit I have. I think it actually was a Windows 2000 program. Well, it goes way back. Alright. There's an AT&T telephone. The AT&T 420. Nice classic AT&T phone. Nice handset. Probably got a nice ringer to it. These buttons look like they could illuminate, but I'm not sure if they do or not. The cord's in decent shape still. The base is awfully big and clunky for a relatively simple cordless phone. I mean, corded phone. It's got speakerphone, which I don't see any external power input, so the speakerphone probably isn't that great. I find that the line-powered speakerphones, with a couple of rare exceptions, usually just aren't that great. We got a couple of really old X10 remote controls. This looks like it's for the alarm unit. This is just a regular, is this? No, this is an alarm one too. Also for the alarm. And then we have this, which is another siren for the alarm. It's neat stuff. Got a couple of more things in here still. Looks like we have a power bar here. Some nice metal power bars. This is like a classic 90s style unit. I remember seeing these things everywhere back in the day. There's no wall mount though, which is kind of weird. That bar, and then we have this bar, the data guard, power conditioner. I don't know what that is. Nice little 4-unit, perfect for a little desk or something. 15 amps, 125 volts. It's got the wall mount on there. Nice bar, nice cream colored bar too. Alright, and I think, oh, one more thing in here. We have a cordless telephone. An AT&T cordless telephone. Cordless telephone, alarm clock, radio, which is 2.4 gigahertz. I vaguely remember one of my aunt and uncles having a set. Had a handset that looked similar to this. The base was like a flat base. Definitely wasn't this particular model, but the handset was very similar. Interesting. So this is 2.4, which here I'll probably be able to use 2.4. I could never use 2.4 at the other house because of all this stupid Wi-Fi trash that was here. There was way too much interference. And I couldn't use a lot of the Uniden True 5.8 series phones either because of the same reason. But here, we should have no problem using those phones or phones like this as well. So, that's going to be it for this one. We got, it was zoomed in, for heaven's sakes. So I put this up, I says, geez, it seems like the view isn't as wide as it usually is. I've had the camera like 10 feet away from the stinking thing. Alright, so this is what we got this time. A lot of good stuff here. The old X10 stuff, some keyboards, telephones, power bars, all good stuff from that letter.